Here we shall learn about the structure, preparation, property and uses of diborane. Its molecular formula is B2H6. First we shall see about the structure of diborane. Here we have 6 to 7 points to describe about the structure of diborane. Look at the structure of diborane. The first point is, in diborane, two BH2 units are there. This is the one BH2 units, BH2 units, and this is the other BH2 units. So these two BH2 units are linked by bridged hydrogen bonds. So these two are the bridged hydrogen. So therefore they have 8 BH hydrogens. This is the BH bond 1, BH bond 2, BH bond 3, BH bond 4, BH bond 5, BH bond 6, BH bond 7, BH bond 8. This is the first point. Now we shall see the second point. However, it has 12 valence electrons and are insufficient to form normal covalent bond. First we shall see the 12 valence electron. See the formula B2H6. One boron got its electronic configuration. Atomic number is 5. Therefore, it got 5 electron. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. In the second boron, 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So, which are the valence electron? The last orbitals. How many electrons do they have? Here 2 plus 1, 3. So, in one boron they have 3 valence electron. In other boron they have 3 valence electron. So, we got a H6. So, each hydrogen got 1 electron. So, 6 hydrogen. So, all together we got 12 valence electron. Third point. 4 terminal BH bonds normal. Which are the terminals? For example, in a street, which is the terminal? The end of the street is a terminal. So here the terminal BH bonds are 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 terminal BH bonds are normal and these got 8 electrons. So from the valence electron 12, if you minus 8, we have 4 electrons. Now come to the fourth point. This remaining 4 electrons used for the bridged bonds. So the remaining 4 electrons are used by these bridged bonds. That is 2BHB. BHB. We have a 2 BHB bonds. Use these 2 electrons. Hence these bonds are 3C, that is 3 centered 2 electron. The center is 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 center 2 electron. Now the fifth point is, in diborane the boron is sp3 hybridized. Now we shall see how these are sp3 hybridized. The formula is B2H6. Now we shall see the electronic configuration. So one boron this side, the other boron is this side. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. This side 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So the valence electron is 2s2, 2p1. In s orbit have 2 electron. In p 3 orbitals are there. So they got 1. The same way this side too. Now during chemical combination, this 1 from s orbit and 3 from p orbit, they combine. That is why we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 s orbit and 3 p orbit. This is sp3 hybridization. So during excitement from 1 s electron excited to p orbital. So therefore we got 1, 2, 3 electron from sp3 hybridized. This is half filled. 3 orbits are half filled and the fourth one is empty. This side also same thing. Now we shall see from boron 1 electron, from hydrogen 1 electron. This is what? This bond. This boron from 1 electron and this hydrogen from 1 electron form this bond. From this boron 1 electron, this hydrogen 1 electron form this bond. And the fourth one is empty. See, this side from boron 1 electron, from hydrogen 1 electron form this bond. From boron 1 electron, from hydrogen 1 electron formed this bond. From boron 1 electron, from hydrogen 1, this BH bond. Now the fourth orbit is empty. So this is what? Here empty. Look at the point now. In diborane, the boron is sp3 hybridized. Out of 4 sp3 hybridized, 3 contain single electron and the fourth orbit is empty. Now the sixth bond is, this is banana bond. See, these two B boron is sharing this electron. Already we saw these 3 centered 2 electron. So therefore it seems to be banana like structure. The same way this side too. Therefore it seems to be like a banana. Therefore it is called banana bond. The seventh point is all the bridged angles are lying in a same plane. See? So that's all about the structure of the diborane. Next we shall see the preparation. These can be prepared by 2 methods, that is, one is industrial method, other one is laboratory production. Already we have learned in a previous class how diborane is obtained from boric acid. That is from metal hydride with boron. We are able to get in an industrial way. That is when boron trifluoride and sodium hydride is reacted in 450 Kelvin, we are getting diborane plus sodium fluoride. This is an industrial method, and we also can prepare it from laboratory. That is iodine with sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride is taken with iodine and we are getting diborane sodium iodide plus H2 gas. Next we shall see the properties. It is colorless diamagnetic compound with low stability. This is gas at room temperature. This is extremely toxic. Highly reactive, it catches fire when it is exposed to air. Note this point, it is catches fire when it is exposed to air when it is in pure, not in pure form. When it is impure, it catches fire. Next, it forms higher boranes in different temperatures. Now for example, at 388 Kelvin, we are getting pentaborane, and 198 to 373 we are getting tetraborane. At 373, when it is heated in a sealed tube, we are getting decaborane, and at last when we are heating to red hot, it becomes boron. During all these reaction, it liberates H2 gas. This obtaining of higher boranes are shown here. You see, at a high temperature we are able to get hydrogen by able to get higher boranes by liberating hydrogens. This is what we have seen. That is at 388 we are getting pentaborane, tetraborane, decaborane and all. Next one is action of air. As I have told now, when it is in pure form it does not react, but when it is in impure form it reacts. See, when it is impure it gives diboron trioxide plus water with lot of energy. It releases large amount of energy. See, when diborane reacts with oxygen, we are getting diborane trioxide plus water and large amount of energy. Next, it reacts with methyl alcohol to give trimethyl borate. That is diborane B2H6 when it reacts with methyl alcohol. We are getting trimethyl, that is OCH3 thrice trimethyl borate we are getting. Next one is hydroboration. Hydroboranes are nothing but adding of diborane to alkene and alkyne in ether solution at room temperature is called hydroboration. We shall see the examples here. Look at these. When you break this radical, this is equal at both sides. This R is nothing but alkyl group. That is, we can also write like this, CH3, CH. Here CH instead of R, CH3. So this is symmetrical. Look at one example for unsymmetrical. That is CH2, single bond, CH, double bond, CH2. If you break here, this is uneven, unsymmetrical. Here we have 2 hydrogen bond, but we have here 1 hydrogen. Suppose if you break here, this is also uneven. Here we have 1 hydrogen, here we have 2 hydrogen. So it is unsymmetrical. But here in the given example you see, it is symmetrical. So it can be, this 6 can be attached to all this evenly. So we have 6 molecules, and look here, 2 into 3, 6. So it can be attached anywhere. Next we shall see action with ammonia. In action with ammonia, with low temperature, it gives diborane diammonia. That is diborane diammonate. At a higher temperature, it gives borazole. See, diborane, that is B2H6, when reacts with ammonia in lower temperature, we are getting diborane diammonate, that is B2H6 dot 2NH3. This is also can be written like this. From where do we get like this? That is, look here, this diborane can be written. Its molecular formula is B2H6. So 2 boron and 6 hydrogen. Look here, BH3 twice. So 2 boron, hydrogen 6. And this also can be written BH2H. So from BH3, 1 hydrogen is split. And BH3, we can also write like this. Look at the next one. So this BH2 plus, from this hydrogen moves there. So BH4, it becomes minus. This is the way this is written. The example for borazole, that is when ammonia is heated in high temperature, we are getting borazole. This diborane reacts with ammonia in a closed vessel. So we are getting borazole, that is 2B3N3H6. Twice we are getting. This seems to be like a benzene ring which we see in organic chemistry. That is, benzene is called organic benzene. So this is also called borazine or inorganic benzene. Benzene is formula is C6H6. Here you see boron, 3 boron and 3 nitrogen and 6 hydrogens. Next, uses of diborane. It is used as high energy fuel for propellant in aircraft, in aeroplanes and all. We are using as a high fuel. Next, it is used as a reducing agent in organic chemistry, and this is also used in welding torches. Next we shall learn boron trifluoride. Its molecular formula is BF3. And this boron trifluoride is colorless and it is pungent. This boron trifluoride can be obtained in three ways. That is, the first one is this boron trifluoride is treated with calcium fluoride, and the next one is treated with carbon and fluorine. Third, by thermal decomposition method we can prepare this boron trifluoride. The first one is boron trifluoride is treated with calcium fluoride in the presence of concentrated H2SO4. So we are getting this boron trifluoride and this calcium combines with sulfate becomes calcium sulfate and plus we are getting water. The second one is this boron trifluoride is treated with carbon and fluorine. So we are getting boron trifluoride plus 3 moles of carbon monoxide. The third one is by thermal decomposition method. Here we are preparing it in a laboratory. We are preparing pure boron trifluoride can be prepared in laboratory by thermal decomposition method by using benzene diazonium tetrafluoroborate. Benzene diazonium, this pH is phenyl, and this azo. Azo means nitrogen. So we are having diazo, that is shows the N2, 2 nitrogen. And look at this, we might have seen benzene, that is its molecular formula is C6H6. They have a hydrogen everywhere, carbon and hydrogen. So here what happens, this cancels the hydrogen and becomes 2 nitrogen. So that is the structure of this benzene diazonium tetrafluoroborate. So removing this hydrogen, 2 nitrogens are attached. Next one is property. This is planar geometry. Look at the structure of boron. This boron trifluoride, that is, see, all these are in a same plane. So that is planar geometry. Next, its property is electron deficient. See, here they have 6. Here 2, here 2, here 2. So therefore they are electron deficient. Here what happens? This nitrogen got 2 electrons, so they are getting, this fluorine is attaching here, and here oxygen got 2, so therefore this fluorine is able to get here. So therefore we are getting boron trifluoride with ammonia and by adding with water. Next, on hydrolysis, boric acid is obtained. Look at this, boron trifluoride is hydrolyzed, that is we are added 12 moles of water. So we are getting it boric acid, that is H3BO3, and we are getting 12 HF. And again we are bringing these two, we are bringing here, that is H3BO3 12 HF. So this is, we can write this 3HBF4. So this is written in a split form, that is 3H plus this form a cation and 3BF4 anion. So the overall reaction is, you shall write this 4BF3, and from this 12 water molecule we minus this 9 water molecule. So therefore we are getting 3H2O. From this 12 water molecule we are minusing this 9 water molecule, when we are getting 3H2O. So boric acid H3BO3, and we are writing this 3H plus ions and 3BF4 anions. Next one is uses of boron trifluoride. This is used in preparing hydrogen boron tetrafluoride. Is used as a catalyst in organic chemistry, and it is used in fluorinating agent. Now we shall learn about the aluminium chloride, its preparation, properties and uses of aluminium chloride. Its formula is AlCl3. This aluminium can be prepared with aluminium and aluminium hydroxide. When it is treated with concentrated HCl, we are getting aluminium chloride. See, aluminium plus 6HCl, we are getting aluminium chloride with H2 gas. When this aluminium hydroxide is treated with concentrated HCl, we are getting aluminium chloride plus water. The next, it is an important process, that is McAfee process. This McAfee process is nothing but when aluminium trioxide is treated with coke and with a current of chlorine, we are getting aluminium chloride. See here, aluminium trioxide, that is Al2O3, is treated with 3 carbon, and in a current of chlorine, that is 3Cl2, we are getting aluminium chloride and 3 carbon dioxide. Next, in a industrial scale, it is prepared, it is heated at 1000 Kelvin. See here, alumina is chlorinated with 3Cl2, and it is heated at 1000 Kelvin, then we are getting aluminium chloride. Next, we shall see the properties of aluminium chloride. It is colorless, hygroscopic. Hygroscopics are nothing but that attracts water. It readily attracts water. Here we shall see this is in acidic in medium, and also it produces hydrogen chlorine. Here you see aluminium chloride is treated with water. We are getting aluminium hydroxide plus HCl. This is also treated with ammonium hydroxides. See, this aluminium chloride is treated with ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, and this aluminium combines with hydroxides. We are getting aluminium hydroxide, that is AlOH3, and this ammonium combines with chlorine, and we are getting ammonium chloride. This is also reacts with sodium. See, AlCl3, aluminium chloride reacts with sodium hydroxide, excess of sodium, that is 4 moles of sodium hydroxide, we are getting sodium alumino oxide, that is NaAlO3, with water, and this sodium combines with chlorine, and we are getting sodium chloride. We shall see the uses of aluminium chloride. This is used as a catalyst in Friedel-Crafts reaction, and it is used in manufacture of petrol, that is by cracking mineral oil we are getting this. Next, it is used as a catalyst in manufacture of dyes, drugs and perfumes and all.